Hey, Shalom Shalom. On the start of souls by giving no praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kwadash, that belongs to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honestly, brothers, doing the work of the Most on truth and in sincerity. Yahweh, that is the true name of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh. You know, his true name is Yahweh, right? And his son's name is Yahweh Shai, right? And if we be of the elect, calling on those names, we shall receive salvation. Okay. It's just going to be a quick one touching on this article that I came across. This is a shortage. This is from The Guardian, an opinion piece. So, which I hate. I bloody hate these opinion pieces. Just give me the raw numbers, but there's some information here that's of interest. Okay, this is a shortage of workers is driving up wages. Are we entering a new economic era? Right. So we'll read this, right. James Rogers is a former semi-finalist in the BBC's MasterChef Professionals and the founder of an award-winning restaurant called 27, located in the South Devon town of Kingsbridge. Blah, blah, blah. I'll jump here. I don't need the pre. This is why I hate like some of these news articles. Like, look, man, I don't care about the preamble. Give me the data, right? So jobs that were worth £10 an hour last year are suddenly paying double that. Okay. It says Brexit is part of the story. A lot of international people have gone home. A lot of people are telling me that, right? So all of these immigrants are so-called coming over here, taking your jobs, are actually helping to subsidize the life, that these people were living, right? Because, and this is the thing, if you're from the West, you expect a certain level of wage, right? Like, for instance, where I work, we've got a call center, and these guys are paid pretty well. Like, Arkin would like to be on what these guys are paid. However, right, a lot of them complain like it's no one's business, right? But they get quite good pay in contrast to what a lot of other brothers are doing. But that's why, because a lot of them are British, or rather, a lot of them are Western. Western includes your yeah, a lot of them are Western, basically. Says Brexit is part of the story. A lot of international people have gone home. The reason why I was bringing that out is Western people like a certain particular wage, right? However, if you're like Eastern European or whatever, what have you, you're gonna, you're gonna work for a lot less than what a British slash Westernized person is gonna work for. Okay, so Brexit is part of the story. A lot of international people have gone home. Blah, blah, blah. So I bumped into someone the other day who was working in Tesco. Right, he used to be a head chef. So this man was a head chef. So this man is in positions, right? He said, I'm happy where I am now. He's seen that he doesn't have to work 60 or 70 hour week, and he's still probably making the same amount of money in the 60, 70 hour week. That's just straight up slavery, man. Right, but that's what he has people doing, right? He just literally in straight up slavery, man. Okay. This is Rogers is now taking a bold approach, offering £1,000 bonus for managerial staff, yada yada yada. Says what has happened in his corner of the Southwest is a small aspect of the early summer's biggest stories: a global labor shortage. Right, and this is the thing: if people aren't working, that means you produce less. Right, if you produce less, that means you still got to hit the bottom line, which means prices do what? Prices go up. Okay, or you have in the other direction, you have scarcity, right? Because with certain things, right, the same amount of less people can't make the same amount of product. Okay, so the US Chamber of Commerce is warning of a crisis affecting businesses across every industry in every state. Angst is spreading about a lack of workers in Germany's hospitality sector, and there are comparable issues in other countries such as Norway, Australia, and Singapore. It says, meanwhile, despite unemployment at 1.6 million, the UK has experienced its own labour shortage, partly caused by the fact that 1.3 million foreign nationals have left the country in the last year. And why would they stay? Right? Why would they stay? That is the question, right? This is Isaiah 13:14. It says, "And it shall be as a chase row, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own land." Right, and this is going into the fact that in these last days, things are going to start becoming a lot more tribal, right? And you've been seeing that right now. It's been just what political spectrum you deal with, whether you're pro little sword or anti little sword, whatever it is. But one of the other things is people are gonna start becoming more trouble about who they are, i.e. where they're from. Okay, in these last days. Okay, and Brexit was a major part of that, right? Britain leaving the EU, that was a major part of that. And also then couple that with the restrictions that came last year. This just be real, right? If you're Eastern European, right, and you have a massive house back home, right, in Poland or Romania or whatever have you, but in London you have a little one, bedroom. What do you call it? You have a room in a shared flat with like 5 to 10 other people, right? No real space of your own. And yeah, you can go back home and not make anywhere near as much money, but you can still have your big house back home. What you gonna do? You gonna go back home, man. The Brits already said via Brexit they don't want you, and you're locked down. Well, you gonna go back home. Which is what these people were doing. When personally, I met an individual from Poland, and she was like, "Look, man, we was just at the coffee shop. One of the waitresses, she was like, "Look, man, I'm trying to go back home. I'm not trying to wear this oppression cloth over my face all damn day. I'm gonna go back home." Okay, and guess what she did? She went back home, man. You know. So yeah, that's what we see here, right? So I mean, that's enough of that. You want to read more, that you can see the article there. Okay, so what was I gonna get? Just gonna get one or two precepts. This is Ecclesiastes 12. I'm gonna start from verse 3. Okay, it says oh, didn't type that right. It says Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, and the grinders cease because there are few, going into the lack of jobs. Okay, to the fact that it's going to be a shortage of jobs now. Right now, we're in a position where but like you saw there, people going from £10 to £20. But what happens when a lot more people are like, oh shit, I can get £20 as well, right? And then they're being offered say 17 or 18. They're gonna be like, nah, actually, I'm not really looking for that. Let me actually go and find somewhere else. So then, guess what? That particular business then can't, hit their profit margins. They can't hit their KPIs. KPI being the key performance indicators, right? They can't hit any of those numbers. So guess what? They're gonna shut up shop, right? Then you got all the red tape that Brexit introduced, where before they could just literally just move things from the UK to the EU, no questions asked, no things being inspected or anything. Now you've got to inspect all of those items. Now it's no longer cost worthy for an EU business to buy from Britain. What's that gonna do? Okay, so there's going to be a lack of jobs in these last couple of days. Okay, so then those that look out the windows be dark, and that's going into your financial forecasters and things that they look at. That the forecast ain't looking too good for these people out here. Right, so then the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Yes, so shops are going to be closing when there ain't no more jobs. Right, so then he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And for us, this is a comfort because, how be it when this all began, we saw that these things were going to happen at the beginning of all this. We saw that these things were going to happen. So how be it we could tell, but they couldn't. Why? Because we've got these prophecies, man. Right? These prophecies told us that these things were going to happen. And lo and behold, they have happened. Okay. And I'll just grab one more. It says, 2 Ezra 16:21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall the evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay? Because we went through a period of cheap goods. right? You go into your local Sainsbury's, Tesco, whatever, right? Get your food, and then everything. It seemed like everything was all good, but guess what? All of these prices are gonna start skyrocketing, man. Right? All of a sudden, inflation is in the news. Back in the day, before you speak about it, just a couple of months ago, you speak about it, people go, nah, it's gonna be all right. Why? Because these people only go by what the media tells them to go by. But how be we knew, but they didn't, because we have these prophecies, which is why we're truly blessed. Kal halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? Which being interpreted means all praises Yahweh and the name of Yahweh Shai. Right, so then even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Is the point, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. So a lot of people gonna die from a lack of food, man. And we can see it. Right? Especially these city dwellers, man, they ain't got a clue for shit. Excuse my French, but you're around them. A lot of them, they don't even know how to cook, and they'll say it, proudly, whether it be men or women. Right? They don't know how to cook for anything, man. Right, so then the other that shall escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And that's it. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. So yeah, I believe the point's been made. Hey, we just have to have faith that the Lord isn't, gonna protect us. We have to have faith that we're of the hopeful elect, really, because the scriptures say that the elect gonna be taken care of. Really, what we're just hoping for is that we are of the elect, right? So it's just keeping the faith, and yeah. So to the next time, we say shalom.